Afternoon. I'm just after getting back from a bit of a good walk up the mountains there. And I've been thinking an awful lot about the little thing I put up the other day regarding where we're going in our country. And even I haven't realised the kind of pressure that we're under now, what we're going through in terms of hate speech bills and all this sort of stuff, What I will say is there's an awful lot of people now starting to wake up. There is people starting to wake up. They're actually seeing what's going on. And that has kind of given me a little bit, I suppose, thought as to what I'm going to put out and say, besides some of the other stuff I do, Like I got a good review on that little post the other day now. Quite a good few people liked it and stuff. And we're all kind of singing from the same hymn sheet. But one of the things I can't get my head around is, like, it's great that everybody's protesting and they're out doing it, but they walked around this street and they went up that road and they came back down this road and they came back down this street and everybody's protesting. Now, there's going to be GAA matches on over the weekend, all right? And Dublin and Limerick are going to play above in Croke Park, and there's going to be a lot of money made out of that. Million, whatever, right? And what I've noticed in all these communities that have been protesting, like from Buncrana to Letterkenny, down into Monaghan, in Castleblaney and Carrickmacross, over to County Louth with Dunleer and the likes of RD, up to Northern Ireland where you go up to Ballymena, Portadown, Larne, come down in to see what's happened in Tipperary, what's gone on there, and the likes of Sean Meehan can't even have his own log cabin that he built himself, self-sufficient, his land, and it's got to be knocked down, and yet we're building all these little apartments and stuff for people coming in, 15,000 people Irish on the streets, and nothing for the Irish. 4,500 to 5,000 kids living on the streets. And I have to come back and think, what I've mentioned there about the GAA and the money and what money they're making, these people are living in your communities, up and down the country, from Donegal down to Wexford, and from Kerry up to Antrim, and all points in between. They're in your community. And I don't hear any of them speaking out. Yet you'll all go and support them on a Saturday and a Sunday or a midweek with their club or with their county. And yet I see none of these people speaking out. Now, I'm sure there's people in there that want to speak out. But it's going to happen sooner or later, that they will have to speak out. And it's not just them. It's people within rugby, it's people in golf, it's people in cycling, it's people in athletics, it's people within soccer. And I don't see any of them speaking out. I don't see anybody in the acting community. I did see a video this morning of Brendan Gleeson having a right go in 2006 about the government that was in charge at the time and having a right go about Micheál Martin and calling him a moron. And there's a big, huge plaque up to him in the oncology ward. And he said he doesn't trust anybody. And I can't say I disagree with him. But that's from 2006, it's 19 years ago. I don't hear of any actor speaking out. I see Liam Cunningham is on the other side, protesting that we're all scumbags and fascists and far right and racists. We're anything but. When I worked in Dublin, I worked with kids from Kosovo, Moldova, Albania, Somalia, Ethiopia. I worked with all these kids. And I could see even then was going, where are they going? What are they going to do? They can't even read and write their own language. They mind ours. Because a lot of them came from backgrounds where they just weren't educated in any way, shape or form. Now, clued up in terms of common sense and in terms of consequences, but not on the ground. So my question is, I just think everybody that's coming out and protesting in their communities need to start asking, when are the people in the GAA and the clubs in their communities going to stand up and back them? Because there's nobody that I know of any note speaking out. The only thing that I seen was the Cork hurling captain, when he came to the National League final, wouldn't shake Micheál Martin's hand. Now, I don't know if that was deliberate or by accident, but I'll take it that it was deliberate and that he was sending a message. We've got a lot of things to worry about coming in here at the moment. We can't put a tricolour out the front of my house, because if we do, we can be arrested and called racist. There's the hate speech law that's coming in, which is in Britain already, and people get up to 30 people a day are getting arrested. And you've got the central bank and digital currency for the euro coming in the end of September, where everything will go digital, and you will be told what you can spend and what you can't spend. And if anybody thinks that's mad, it's not. So I worry for the future, and I worry what's coming in here. I really do worry about what's coming in here. And like I said a minute ago about those actors and stuff and musicians and stuff, we had a famous guy here, Christy Moore, who did everything in writing songs about the Irish and the crack and the barrels and bottles, barrels, and flagons, cans, motorbikes and high-ace vans and all that sort of stuff. And who couldn't get over your man who stayed up in the surfboard after 14 pints of stout. This man now is calling us racist and far right and Nazis. And he's now not known as Christy Moore anymore, but he's known as Krusty Whore. And he is a whore. That's what we've got. That's what we've gone to. But I think people are now waking up as to what's going on. And I worry for my little girl. I worry what's coming in the future. I worry for every young child. Because I've seen what's going on in Britain. I've seen the grooming gangs. Over 800 are going to come out. And I'd like to thank all the people in Britain that came out with their podcast. To the Tommy Robinsons, to Paul Thorpe, to Simon on History Debunked, to Richard Inman, to Paz49, to Preston Journalist. Now, I agree some of you don't like these people. But I came out with my post the other day and I've had people come out, a couple of people come out and attack me on that. And that's fine. But it's amazing. I have watched what they've put up for months and months and years. And they're my friends. And I've never attacked them once. Never. But I put up something they don't like and they attack me absolutely venomously. That's fine. But if you don't know who I am after 38 years, you never know who I am. This has got to stop. We're being invaded. Our people are getting nothing. People saying we immigrated abroad. Yes, we did. But did I get given a doctor's free? Did I get dentist free? Did I get social welfare free? Did I get an accommodation free? I got none of those things. I had to work. I had to integrate. I became part of the community. I contributed back. I tied myself into the fabric of British and English running scene. And even to a point the European scene, because I'm well known in Europe and I'm well known in Oceania, I'm known in America, and that's grand. But I'm living now in my community and I'm worried that the Irish will not be the Irish. And I'm worried about the people in the GAA who need to wake up that there won't be an All-Ireland Championship in 25 years' time. We can't afford to have kids because everything is so expensive. And that's another thing we're coming into the community. The most ones I'm worried about are the Pakistani Muslims. In Luton, in 1983, there was one mosque. There's now 44. In Leicester, in 1981, there was one mosque. There's now 77. You got to wake up what's coming. This is not going to stop coming unless the people stand up. And the other thing is, when you're trying to buy a house and there's people putting up posts, all these Indians are buying these houses, the majority of them are going to be Muslim. And if they do, they get their mortgage from the mosque. The mosque pays the full thing, full whack. There's no waiting 25 years. They don't pay interest. They don't pay stamp duty because they have a thing called riba. So the Irish man and Irish woman is trying to compete against that. Where your money is gone into the bank with the mortgage. They've got the deeds of your house and they've got your money. And your money is not protected, but the bank's is. So you're fighting against an absolute tsunami in terms of buying power. And it's discriminatory. And it goes on in Britain. And anybody that'll get on to me and say, that's absolutely horseshit. It's not. It's not. I've spoken to people that work in social welfare and they tell me how they walk around this with Sharia law. An example would be the month of Ramadan. They'll have a mosque. Nearly everybody can't fit into the mosque. So they'll set up temporary shelters outside for the month of Ramadan. And they're finishing with Eid, which has gone on in Croke Park, right? And this is where Croke Park and all them have to be challenged and stuff. But they do that and then they don't take down the temporary accommodation. They're cute. They just, no, I'm taking it down. We're leaving it there. We're going to leave it there. You say anything, we're going to call you racist, fascist, Islamophobic, the whole lot. And that's coming. The crocodile's coming. Anybody's trying to hide, you're all thinking, oh, let these people deal with it. Well, the crocodile will eat all these people, but eventually it'll get to you because the crocodile will eat everybody. And that's what you need to look at. It's a worry what's coming. And I worry for my kids. I worry for the innocent. You look at the grooming gangs in Britain. 800 of them. All protected. And we've people now speaking out in communities down in Kerry saying they're absolutely fantastic. They're going to be great for the community and it's fantastic stuff. What a load of tripe. And the Irish people on the streets. We've got some great people doing work here. Michelle Keane. We've the likes of the Irish Git. We've Niall McConnell. We've No Risk, No Reward. We've Freedom Dad in Northern Ireland. All these people are doing great stuff and putting stuff out. But what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to start tackling these organisations who are not standing up for you in your community. Yet you're going paying their wages, whether it be a show, whether it be a football match, whether it be a soccer match, whether it be cricket, whatever. You're paying them. And the other thing that needs to be done is all these NGOs need to be exposed and they need to be told, no, you're going. The likes of the DCEIDY, DCEIDY, Department for Cohesion, Equality, Diversity, Inclusion, another load of shit. And they fund a lot of what goes on in the GAA. You got the likes of INAR, INAR. You've got to look up IREC, IHREC. All these NGOs are brought in to destroy what we're trying to have kept as a cohesive unit. And it's no mistake that all our communities, especially the rural communities in our country, have died. Where I come from, there used to be a little pitch and putt. There used to be a proper tennis court. There used to be a Protestant and Catholic church. Now, the Protestant church is done up and it's the town hall and it's been renovated and looks fantastic and the community love it. You know, so we have no bank, no creamery, no hardware shop, no drapery shop. All these have gone. These were all there when I was a boy. No bakers when we used to be there as a boy. Now we have it inside in the main shop inside, but all these were there. There was a cobbler's. McGrath used to do the shoes and stuff and sole shoes and stuff like that. All that's gone. Gone. And I can't but help but feel it's been a deliberate plan to come along to this, where we will own nothing and be happy. You need to stand up now, people, because I'm worried for the likes of my daughter going forward. I'm even trying to negotiate something at the moment, which is quite hard work, in trying to get her a place. I won't go into it. It's another story. But that's with my own people. There's people going into nursing homes, and the people inside running the nursing homes don't even speak English. And the people inside are scared, worried. They don't know what has been said about them. And you've seen the scandal that came out on RT with that. Another thing that I wouldn't even fund. The money they're getting, 750 million a year. We should be so rich. We should be like Norway. We've the gas and oil off the west coast of Ireland that's gone to Shell that we give away for nothing. Our fisheries have been given away for nothing. We used to have sugar factories here. They were both closed down by Mary Coughlin from Donegal. And now we're importing sugar. And all the pulp that was left over that was there to feed cattle. It's all gone. It's all gone. And Europe is not going to save us. Like, they're fighting their own battles. Britain is fighting its own battle. You see what it's coming out with now in terms of the grooming gangs. And that'll be trying to be kicked the can down the road. You've seen what I've tried to do with British athletics and exposing them and the way they're breaking the law. And they are breaking the law. They're totally breaking the law. And you go into Europe and you look at the likes of Gert Wilders and Vlander Gerdenbroek, the young girl there. What an orator, what a talker, you know. I remember doing, there was a podcast on a while ago, but no risk, no reward. And there was a guy called John Wilson on it. He's from Cavan. He was an ex-Garda. And I remember asking what would happen if there's a major catalyst. And I suppose I didn't phrase it right. And so John and Rick, I think, thought it would be something like jihadi attack or something like that. Well, we've had attacks here and nothing's happened, but I believe timing is everything. The time of something happening is what's key here. And people will take it to a point, but I believe somebody is going to just go nuts here in Ireland and do something. And somebody up top somewhere is going to get whacked. I don't know what. Just, is it right? No. Is it understandable, the way people have been pushed? I can see somebody with nothing left to lose just going, that's it, I'm doing something. And that's what I can see happening. I can see that coming in this country, and it's a sad thing if it does. But unfortunately, we're not being listened to. And this walking around and protesting, as good as it is, I do not think it will achieve anything. I just think there is eventually, there will be a flashpoint. Something will happen that will just set somebody off and do something, and it'll be like fire catching on a grass field that's been dry for 6 months. It'll just, boom, it'll light. And what it'll do is it'll spark it in other countries. We're on very dangerous times, everybody. I'm worried for the youth of this country. But I'd like to think all the sports and the people I've mentioned there, where's our actors? All these people, where are they? None of them speaking out for us. I haven't anybody speaking out for the community in Ballymena when we went on, and there's a famous actor from there. We could go on all day. We could go on all day, and these people are not speaking out on the people's behalf, yet these people will fawn over them. I love the sport of GAA. My family was steeped in it. We won the first All-Ireland in 1897 for Limerick, and the club Kilfennan played in the All-Ireland. So we're steeped in it. It's nothing against the people in the sport, but these people need to step up. And if you're not, people need to stop going and putting money in their pockets, because that'll get their heads up fairly fast. A year and a half ago, when he went to go cashless, the GAA stopped it. Now you imagine you're just not paying the GAA. And you've a couple of people like Banty McInerney from Monaghan who's making a fortune out of it. Doesn't care who comes into the area. Doesn't care if it's safe. Doesn't care if anybody's abducted. Doesn't care if anybody's raped. Doesn't care if anybody's stabbed. We have brought an awful lot of criminal element to this country. Now, we've been a tolerant and kind and decent race. And people in Britain have been the same. And other countries have been the same. But now we're now being abused. It's abuse is what we're going through. We're threatened with this, everyone. We're threatened with being deplatformed. We're saying disinformation. We're debanked. Everything. It's wrong. It's wrong. And things need to change. Thanks for listening, everybody. I needed to get that off my chest. God bless. And here's to change is coming. Big time.